I saw you on Mav Hoffa.
Yeah.
Dope interview, by the way.
Shouts out to Mav, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, shouts out to Mav. You think Boosie blowing up, going viral, talking about the album is done, he can't work with Tip, he can't work with nobody who snitches. Him and Tip speaking offline, Tip showing paperwork, and now the album is allegedly back in pocket. All of that's a marketing stunt?
What I said was, the way my thought process is set up, you know, it's like when you listening for certain things or you train yourself to hear certain things, it's just like I said, okay, perfect example. People always talk about the 48 laws of power. Oh, you reading that book, you must be a con man, or you trying to be one. No, what I'm gonna use this book is to exercise my thoughts enough to understand when I'm being conned. It's about an awareness. And when you try, it's just like when you talk to your kids. It's like when a man talk to his daughter, he's telling his daughter how to prepare herself for the game that's coming to her. You get what you follow me? It's gonna come. The game gonna come. You know what I'm saying? And with a son, you teach him the same way. So what I'm taking all that to say is, I've trained myself to catch what everybody did not catch. So I'm like my thoughts are in safety mode. I'm like a safety back there. Mm-hmm. Everybody else let that get through on that play. My mind saying, hold up, come your ass back over here. Y'all almost got me. Because I understand that I know marketing. I do marketing. I've been hired a couple years now. I'm not bragging. I'm not being braggadocious. I've been hired by a few companies. And I'm going to say this, God is so good. I've been hired by some companies that I would have never thought would have reached out to me for my thoughts and my antics. But when God showed me that I be on to something with what I do, how I do what I do, and people are willing to pay me for that. So when I see it coming in other situations, I'm not going to deem everything as marketing. I'm not, but I'm going to look at it as, how could that have been spent, or who spent that? It just seemed to me like it came out the blue. It made you be like, what? Oh, they got an album, they ain't gonna put it out. Damn. This ain't for just anybody. This for the true Boosie and the true T.I. fans. And you're gonna merge them together. We're gonna share each other fan base. Right?
Yep.
So if I get everybody riled up, like, man, what's going on? And I got everybody paying attention, like I said, in front of the cameras, and we could fix this and redrop it, or they drop their separate projects, shit, it's gonna make it. A perfect example, the thing just happened with me. Now, y'all know how much I get shaded. The Mehgan James interview, you know how much I get shaded, bro.
You know we was gonna talk about that, but let's do it. Let's get into it.
You know how much I get shaded, for real.
Absolutely.
People laugh at the things I do, but it's cool because I laugh to the bank. But I get shaded a lot, right? So when this young lady said what she said to me, I was like, I let it go. But then when you see how the people came to my defense, I was like, oh, y'all are so kind. Thank you so much. Man, y'all some, everybody, let's get a group hug. That's how I felt, you know what I'm saying? I'm being honest. It's like, group hug world, thank you for not defending me against her, but defending me against the notion of me only having one hit. It just was, whatever. But you see how everybody came to my defense, my aid for that? You saw?
Yeah.
Like, I was just looking for, like, oh, these niggas finna be hating when they hear this. Oh, they gonna definitely be hating when they hear this. But then when I go back and I read the comments, or I hear the conversations, when certain people reach out to me, I'm talking about some people done reached out to me, bro. I'm like, my feelings wasn't that hurt, but I appreciate it. I'm like, it made me go back and watch. Did I look sad? Did it look that bad? Or it was just like, did it really look like she tried me? So the reason I say that in the whole scheme of things, so how these people come to my defense right now, you realize, boy, this the time to drop some, boy. Boy, people riding for you, boy. Well, I didn't feel like that on all these other years when everybody laughing at me and talking shit about me. You know what I'm saying? When 42 said if I go broke like Jock, these people didn't chime in and be like, I don't know how he could be broke because he got a lot of hits. They ain't chime in for me on it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like you hear this and then it's like, yo, we here for you, my boy. And I'm like, oh, it's all y'all showed up. Thank y'all, man. Appreciate it, man. Oh, man. I got so many flowers.
when she asked you that question, was you just like, yo, you're clearly uninformed? Like what is going through your head at that moment?
Nah. You know what? Respectfully, man, if we could take the whole idea of shade out of it, let's take shade out of this, right? And just think of somebody really believing that you only really, when they think of you, you know, I'm not really of your age. I was way younger. You know, I live on a whole nother coast. She could have really been in the pop boy bands. You don't know what the fuck she was into. We don't know this girl that.
Yep.
So in her mind, she know you. Oh, cause you know, think about it. How many times you've gone to somebody's anything and you be like, yeah, bro, you ain't got but and people defend, be like, nah, man, bro, I got this, that. Oh, that's him? Or you at a concert and like, yo, I didn't know that's who singing that song. You know, so it was a lot went through my mind. I was like, is this shade or is this unawareness? Is this just, you know, about awareness? Is it shade or her being unaware? Or ill-prepared for this interview? Because again, I said I was not scheduled to be in this interview. I was there on behalf of another artist to help them with some PR to see what goes on here. And we're out the door and say, hey, can we just get a few minutes with you? I was like, well, I ain't really dressed, but all right, cool. Why not? I'm here. I'm trying to tell her how I go. Let me show her how I go. And if that was a teacher-student moment, student-teacher moment, it played out because within a few weeks of us doing it, it played out to show this person just how fast a bag of lemons can be turned into 5 gallons of lemonade.
Correct.
And as I went through that interview, you know, I explained to her, but I didn't take it like that. She apologized and all that. And some people like, oh, nah, you don't start no apology off with first off, you know, whatever. People, we're still, even me saying thank you to the people who have stepped up in support of the notion that I'm not a one-hit wonder. Thank you, world. Thank you so much. They're still willing to feel how they're gonna feel. So they like, nah. And I'm like, hey, I'm not mad at her. It was actually great that she did it. Streams are up. I swear to God, if I'm lying, God could take my life right now in front of these cameras. If I'm lying, this morning, I checked my bank account and there's a deposit. I don't know where it came from. I swear to God, if I'm lying, he could take my life. He could take my children from me right now. I may have time today. I'm gonna have to go to the bank and find out where did this money come from. There's no tag associated with it. It doesn't tell me where it came from. It doesn't tell me if it was a deposit. It's not an incoming wire. I don't know where, but it hit my account this morning. I'm like, I don't know where it came from. But that's how my blessings be working, you know what I'm saying? I don't know where they came from. So I got to go and talk. Now, if I was hurting, I'd be like, Lord have mercy, thank you. But I am thankful for wherever it came from, whoever sent it, but I got to go investigate on where it came from because I don't want to get to spending it and somebody say, oh, that was a mistake on the bank. You got to pay that back. So yeah, what I was saying was, that's how the blessings be coming. And with not only that, this morning, so many people have called within the last 2 days. Oh, we checking the book, young jock. I'm like, you know, made me be like, let me call Mehgan. Hey, Mehgan, oh, shit, man, you know, that was a little messed up that what happened, but I appreciate you, my boy, my girl. Appreciate you. Huh? See, there you go being shady again.
Nah, sometime it happened, man. You know, it's crazy.
I really don't think she meant nothing by it, but people are like, nah, watch her. And I know kind of that She gauzy, she ballsy, she'll do it. But I don't know if she was really doing it to me. I don't.
Sometimes people are just ill-informed. They just don't know. It could be an honest mistake.
And sometimes in life, we never get to the finish line because we react too soon. They heard off one hit wonder. The question was, how have you been able to sustain for 20 years? Almost 20 years. That's what I heard. Even though that little bit, that's a good question.
Yeah.
That is a great question. As a journalist, that's a question that a lot of people don't get asked. How have you been able to sustain? Some people just say, boy, where you been at?
Yeah.
What you been doing all these years? We ain't seen you in a minute. You been working on something? Well, I've been, I gave my life to, I took some time, I was locked up, but man, I done went crazy for a minute. No, she said, how have you been able to sustain and live the lifestyle you want to live for 20 years off of one hit? Now I could take it and say this. That one hit record, that particular hit record is my biggest single, but it opened the doors for me. So what if we just left it at that and say all the singles, all the hits that came after that, all the collaborations that came after that, whether it was entertainment or it was just business, all the moves that other cats were scared to move on and I decided to move on, that worked for me. All those countless hours, days, long nights of dedication, that's where the sustainability has come from. Just to answer that question on this platform for the people who may not have seen the interview, because a lot of people don't really get a chance to ask that question. We don't know. People go through so many ups and downs every day, all day. Your biggest rapper can be up today and tomorrow one lawsuit that you don't know about. Got his ass, taxes, got him, get us. Shit, I'm working on some tax shit now. That's life. But we hear the what? And everybody came to my defense. And I appreciate it again. But, to Mehgan James, I ain't mad at you, baby. You know what I'm saying? I just think, in your journey of being a journalist, and to anybody, I know it is like you trying to stir the pot. You want to get the views. You need the clickbait, whatever you need to get the viewership. But I think that what's going to last is when you respect it. When people respect your approach and respect you as a journalist and respect your foundation and your platform for its integrity to journalism and sharing what people need to get out. That's what's going to sustain you. So let me just give you that ahead of time to anybody, not just Mehgan. You come on these platforms or just talking to people. People going to put the shade in because that's a part of, they riled you up. We don't want a boring interview. So how'd you start rapping? Like how many times you done heard that? So who was your inspiration? God damn, I answered this question 38,000 times. Hey man, how you been able to get money all this time on one album, off one single? Who you talking to?
I ain't heard that before.
See what I'm trying to say? So, hey man, I'm not mad. I do not invite the shade, but I am not afraid of the shade. I'll say that. I don't invite it. I'm not looking for it. But I will say I'm not afraid of it. I'm going to handle me, the best way I can at all times.